So welcome back, guys. This is the Niche Movies back again with an all-new comic book update. I do apologise about the drop in quality. I've had a corruption of my SD card on my camera and I'm just trying to resolve that rather than just wiping the whole thing, because I've done it like that in the past. But I actually did quite a good video in my sort of YouTube career. Like, I actually edited it, I had a guest on, we did like a whole movie night, and unfortunately just everything on the camera is all fucked up now, so we'll soon work that out. But after the very first comic book update I'd smashed out. I've read actually most of the issues that I picked up in that video, and I decided to sort of find what I want out of this whole comic collecting thing. I've got a couple issues here that I'm stoked to have in my collection now and actually read, and I also, you know, a lot of the comics I had were free comic book day comic books and things like that that were only half stories, so I've since learnt from that mistake. And I thought we'll just start off with everything I got here I got from King's Comics. Once again, can't praise that website enough, except for these set of comics which I just purchased off Marketplace, and that is the Dexter comics. So this is just a random issue he threw in, so this is the actual Dexter series they did, just him stand alone, and that is issue number 2. So I'll have to pick up the rest of these and check them out, but I'm so excited to check out the Dexter Down Under series. So we have 5 issues of that, obviously from Australia, and Dexter was one of my favourite TV shows, so when I found out that they made a comic series of him in Australia, I'm so intrigued by these. So issue number 1, issue number 2, these all are in, you know, great condition, and it was for the total price of $18 for the set, so I think it was a steal. This one looks like it really ups its ante in number 3, disposing of some bodies in what looks like a crocodile's mouth. Number 4, and of course the last of the series, I believe, number 5. So we've got some lasers targeted on him and a koala. Can't wait to check that series out. So moving on to the King's Comics haul that I pretty much picked up here, we have, even though I said I learnt from my mistake, I did get a free comic book day here, and that is the Suicide Squad King Shark. I only saw Suicide Squad 2 the one time, but I was fascinated by the Shark character. I know very little about him, so I might as well just chuck that in there and see if I could potentially read his comic series. This one, we have an issue of Spawn, which, crazily enough, I've never seen the film of this. I know it was sort of a bomb, mainly just because of the CGI effects, but, you know, there is quite a cult following for him, and I know nothing about the character. I've heard it's a lot darker than most of the comics out there, or at least at the time of the film, so can't wait to check that out. The artwork on this thing looks beautiful, so pretty sure Spawn has a lot to do with the devil and hell, so I'm not too sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. This one's it's just a cool looking comic to check out. We have Madame Frankenstein. So I believe this is issue 1, all black and white. I thought that one was pretty cool. Then we have the Penguin. This is issue 1 of Pain and Prejudice. You know, I like the Penguin in the films, I like him in the animated series. I'm sure, you know, if it was a good enough story, I could get into a standalone comic about Penguin. This one, I'm so excited to get into it, and that is Batman and Two-Face. I believe I got 2 issues of this series, but the artwork on that looks amazing. And yes, I definitely did. We have Batman and Two-Face once again. I'm struggling to find the issue numbers, so I do apologise, but for fans of the series, you probably know which ones these are. It is a part of the New 52 era, so that's pretty cool. This one, another character I've just never heard of, and I thought we'll give him a crack. This is the DC Comics Deadman. Is anyone into this? Not too sure. I can't wait to check it out. This one, another character from the Batman universe that I'm only familiar with from the Lego games actually, is Man-Bat. But once again, this artwork looks, you know, this makes me want to read it. So, can't wait to check that out. Now, the biggest lot of comics comics I got in this haul today is actually a bunch of these Fantastic Four comics. There's still one missing, so this one came in a nice plastic wrap. But I believe, how many issues do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think these are all consistent. I think it's 1 to 7. But I'll just show them off to you real quick. The Fantastic Four, for me, I don't know why. I have such an interest in them. So I wanted to read a consistent story for them. I know it's probably not a lot of people's favorite kind of characters, but I mean, I even liked the newer movie that they did with Miles Teller. I know it kind of had that effect where they weren't really super for very long in the film, and I get that, but I've always been a fan. I enjoyed the old cheesy ones from the early 2000s too, and I can't wait to, learn a bit more about the universe. So I'm pretty stoked. If you guys have read this in particular set of series of Fantastic Four, let me know how you like it. And the very last one, bam. All beautiful looking comics. I can't wait to check it out and see a consistent story go through. Moving on, we have just a one-off, I thought it looked like a cool concept just from cover, and that is Farmhand. Looks like he's growing zombies, so we've got a little zombie tail. Then we just have a one-off Star Wars comic as well. I've always been a fan of Star Wars, so when I saw it for about $3, I'm like, chuck it in. We have Star Wars, The Lost Tribe of the Sith. So, always interested in some, I guess, out of context from the movies kind of plots. I know very little of any of the books that they made on Star Wars. I know there's a lot of characters that are people's favorites that never got to appear in the films. So check that one out. These are going old school, and to be honest, I'll give it to the Phantom and just say that the cover arts for the Phantom comics are beautiful. They always have been. Misleading. I believe they're still in black and white. I believe. It's been a long time. But I just picked up 2 random issues here. I'm not going to try and go all the way back to #1. I would never be able to afford it. But we have, I believe, issues 1965 and 1966. Another franchise where I never watched the movie, although I did hear, like Spawn, that the film The Phantom was just god awful. So some nice comics to pick up there. And finishing it off, we actually have a consistent comic going from the very first update, and that is issue number 3 of Gods and Gears. I actually really like this. It's kind of like Planet of the Apes, mixed with a bit of time traveling. I know Planet of the Apes, does it have time traveling sometimes? I don't know. I know it's got wormhole type shit, which is like this, and there's sophisticated monkeys in this, so that's where I'm drawing the comparison. Now I just need to pick up number 4, because I believe it's just a 4-issue set, but I thoroughly enjoyed Gods and Gears. You should check it out if you haven't already. And with that said, guys, it's a pretty decent haul. I do apologise about my energy. I'm a bit knackered. Had a massive weekend, but I hope you all had a good Easter. And once again, I'll be back in better quality very soon, once I can get this SD card all sorted. So thank you all for watching. Leave a like, add it to your favourite, subscribe, and I'll see you then.